watching TV last night. No, the story actually, no. 1 second here, let me see if I got something for it. Hold on. How about that? So
it's media propaganda, and it's
hold on. Sorry.
Animals have bugs. Animals have bugs. It's your pets.
So what are you saying? You're saying it's media propaganda?
Yeah. It's
propaganda. So COVID-19 you're saying is media propaganda against what? Like why are they doing it?
It's like paranoia into the public.
What for though?
Money to the medical field.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
More money to the medical field.
Does anyone believe it?
That's what they said about AIDS.
That's what they said about AIDS, yes.
And
exactly.
other things like that.
Yeah, totally.
Like the Jewish Holocaust and all that stuff.
Exactly. See, these people down here are way more informed of their own politicians.
They need to be burned because they're just media propaganda too.
Exactly.
About other people's ideas.
Thank you.
Very good, sir.
Take it easy.
And call the SPCA.
Okay. Okay. She kind of went off at a tangent at the end, but she was originally talking about whole COVID-19 thing. Whole COVID-19 thing is media propaganda. I don't know how many people believe that, but definitely is some kind of propaganda. So it's funny, people here out on the streets, homeless people, understand what's going on more than our elected officials. But I don't even think that's the case. I don't think that all of these politicians are completely idiotic. I think a lot of them just play dumb so they can just get away with a lot of shit. They just play stupid. They pretend like they don't know what's going on, but at the end of the day, they probably do know what's going on. In any case, I gave that lady 20 bucks. She's gonna need it a lot more than I do, so, you know, you gotta help other people when you can. Like I said before, that lady at one point was somebody's baby, and she's probably somebody's sister, maybe somebody's daughter, somebody's mother, who the hell knows? Fire department. Yeah, you walk around here, you know what, sometimes it's a good thing, just so you appreciate what you have. Sometimes you walk down here, yeah, it's pretty gritty, and that lady probably hasn't had a bath in who knows how long, and she looked pretty nasty, no offense to her, and I feel sorry for her. But sometimes you come down here, and it's good for you. It's actually good to bring you down to earth and understand and be grateful for everything that you have. Understand, we don't need half the shit that we have in our houses. These people have fucking nothing. Living on the streets, addicted to drugs. What kind of life is that, right? Scary. But it definitely is good to come down here so you understand how good you have it. Most people don't appreciate shit, right? What do you think? Most people don't appreciate what they have, that's for sure. Guy's laughing. Probably half cut, but still. He understands it's all a shit show, it's all... Let me just pause this. It's cold again here. The other thing I was going to talk about is this video, YouTube video. I wear my face mask in my car, and it's built or created based on Corey Hart's song "I Wear My Sunglasses at Night." I'll put a little sample of it in the video right here, and that thing is hilarious. Not only is it hilarious, it's actually a good song, and listen to the lyrics. It's created exclusively for the garbage can shit show that we're all going in at the present time. So it's perfect, and it talks about everything from people wearing their masks in their car, talks about Bill Gates, Dr. Fauci making billions. It talks about the microchip, RFID chip that they want to implant into us. I don't know if it's going to be a digital ID tattoo certificate using nanotechnology like I talked about before, smart dust, or if it's going to be the RFID chip. In any case, they talk about all those things, and they make it almost like a Weird Al Yankovic type video, which makes it very entertaining, but the song is also good in itself. So it definitely catches your attention, and once you watch it a couple times, you're probably going to want to share it with your friends. It's pretty funny, and it's a good tune on top of it. I got it in my car. I've been playing it the last couple days. Definitely like it, and it's got a good meaning behind it. So take a look at that.
While they're deceiving me, it cuts my immunity. TV's got control of me. I turn it on, they say.
But this is not over yet.
Don't trust a man with the orange
comes from China. There has to be some form of punishment.
Don't mess around with the CDC numbers. Oh no, I can't believe it. We gotta make him a billionaire, oh yeah.
And then the final solution, which is a year to 2 years off, is the vaccine.
I wear my face mask in my house so I can stop a symptomatic disease spread to myself. And I wear my face mask when I bike so I can placate all the Karens at the park. And now the WHO is deceiving me. Trade freedom for security. TV's got control of me. I turn it on, they say. Don't take it off till the vaccine's here, oh no.
The BC reopen strategy, whatever they want to call it, phase 2. So the restaurants are starting to open. Here's the problem with that. My niece went to Earl's Burnaby on Lougheed Highway near my house, not too far away. And these restaurants can never, well, cannot operate at full capacity for the foreseeable future. Basically, the capacity that they're allowed to have with all this social distancing bullshit, I think I read is about half, so 50%. So how would you feel if you created a successful business like Earl's, or I guess in a comparable restaurant in the United States would be like Cheesecake Factory, and local government stated, hey, social distancing being shoved down our throats by the World Health Organization is how we're going to run our city. So we got to listen to the W.H.O, the WHO. And being funded by Bill Gates. So Bill Gates is calling the shots essentially. I don't know if he's actually dictating those specific areas of WHO, but essentially he's the money manager. He's the one giving them all their money. So the World Health Organization is going to tell restaurants in BC how to operate. They can't operate at a full capacity anymore. They can only operate roughly 50%. So how would you like to open up a restaurant thinking you're going to make a certain amount? You've done your calculations in regards to seating and shit like that. And then the local government comes along and states, sorry guys, social distancing is the new rule, the new normal, so now you cannot have your restaurant at full capacity, only half capacity. So right away your income is dropped in half. How long does everybody think Earl's, Cactus Club, every single restaurant in Vancouver, how are they all going to survive if they are only able to operate at 50% capacity? How are they going to operate? Good question, right? It depends how long this whole thing lasts. We're going to have to see how long this thing lasts. But at the end of the day, like I said before, it should just be everybody's choice as to what they want to do. Instead of just locking everything down and implementing all these drastic BS measures, if you're not safe, you can fucking stay home. You don't have to come outside. They don't have to close down all the businesses in Vancouver. Now there are phase 2 opening up at 50% capacity. 50% capacity. And all you guys are like, oh, well, we got to stay safe. It's easy for you to say because you're getting a paycheck. If you're an entrepreneur and you're making your own money, you got your own business, you put everything, your whole life on the line to create that business, that restaurant, how would you feel? I've said this in other videos. How the fuck would you feel? Especially when it comes to the amount of deaths I've said it a lot of times, in BC in particular. Good. I'm glad we have low deaths. Very glad. But let's get our heads out of our asses and start opening things up normally, not how the government mandates we should do it. Government officials, these people don't know their head from a hole in a wall. These are the kind of people, parasites, who most of them have never opened up their own businesses. So they don't know what it takes to open up their own business. They're not entrepreneurs. They're just, most of the time, these people are just good at talking. Lots of times they were former lawyers and stuff like that. And now they're going to tell everybody exactly how to run your business, how to stay safe and social distance and all this crap. Meanwhile, all these measures are coming from the World Health Organization. These are not even local measures. The W.H.O is dictating how a business on Water Street in GasTown operates. Well, that makes perfect sense to me. Some health organization being funded by Bill Gates is going to tell us exactly how to operate thousands of miles away. Makes perfect sense, right? It's insane. We're going to see firsthand how all this works out in the end. I can just speculate. We can see some of the stuff happening now. Everything's closed. Starbucks here is still closed. They do mobile pickups, and you can use those delivery services like Uber Eats and skip the dishes. But they're losing a lot of money, but they're a multinational corporation, which doesn't make it any better. They're still losing a ton of money. They're actually losing more money than everybody else because they have so many thousands of Starbucks across the world. And since these drastic measures are all over the world, because the World Health Organization, which is basically now, well, they've always been, but now they're implementing these COVID-19 measures, which affect people across the world, everywhere. So Starbucks is feeling the pinch, but those guys like to be social justice warriors. So in my opinion, they kind of deserve what they get. A lot of the things they've done over the years, I don't really agree with. I'm not going to get into all that stuff, but a lot of these corporations like to play the field and pretend that they're caring citizens and they care about your rights. You're gonna feel the pinch if you care about our rights and you care about if you care about your workers, you would reopen. If you care about your bottom line, which should be money, you would reopen. But once again, it's up to them. Everyone has their own choice. They choose to be closed, which is fine. But in the same token, local businesses that want to be open, if they do, definitely should be allowed to be open. But most are still closed. I know Earl's was open yesterday. Cactus Club is not going to be open for at least until June, from what I've heard. Just simply, my friend called there, and they said they won't be ready until June, which is, well, it's not that far away. It's coming up in a couple weeks because they have to implement a lot of these these COVID-19 measures to fulfill the requirements of the World Health Organization. So if you never thought that the New World Order exists, guess what, guys? You're already in it. We're being dictated to. They're running our private lives. Who's running our private lives? It looks like governments are, but they're getting their talking points from people at the WHO. Unelected officials. They're not elected by me or you. Unelected officials are telling us what to do, how to do it, where we can go, if we have to wear a mask, and so forth. So if you think you're free, guess what? New World Order is already here, and it's been here for the last, about almost 100 years. So that's just the way it is. I'm going to stop it here for a minute. So we're here on Water Street. This is a very big tourist attraction, but as you can see, nobody's out here. Super dead. No international flights coming into the city of Vancouver like everywhere else. We're all stuck in the cities that we reside in until the foreseeable future. And nothing's going to change until, according to Phase 4 of the BC Reopen Plan, and this is supposed to come after September, and they don't have an exact date, but basically they're saying either herd immunity has to happen or vaccinations. Large amounts of vaccinations, like Trudeau has said, Bill Gates. So those have to happen in order for international travel to be able to restart. Meaning, of course, no one's coming into our city, and we sure can't leave Canada until either mass vaccinations happen or herd immunity. So once again, it's all part of their agenda. They want to get everybody vaccinated and chipped. And if you think I'm a conspiracy theorist, well, that's your little catchphrase. If you want to live by that little phrase created by the CIA back in the 60s to discredit people talking about the JFK assassination, that's entirely your choice. But it should be my choice if I want to travel or not, which at this present time, I am not allowed to travel. Not allowed to travel. So let's go take a walk here. Water Street Cafe is open for takeout and delivery. support businesses. These guys have been in business. Water Street Cafe here. Let's go over here for a minute. These guys have been in business for a long time. They must be struggling now like everybody else. The thing is that I don't understand is a lot of these people, a lot of these businesses losing money hand over fist, but they're as quiet as a church mouse. None of these people come to our protests. None of these people come to our marches. And I don't, maybe most of these people don't even know about it. Maybe these people are scared that they might get a phone call or a visit from the health officer or a bylaw officer in the near future, because that's how intimidation works. If you're in the real world, if you're in La La Land, then you think everything is clear blue skies. If you're down here on planet Earth and you understand how real business works and how people can fuck around with your business, then you'll understand that if you don't play ball with city officials and stuff like that, or you piss them off, they can easily make your life a living hell. Just like that East Indian guy, I can't remember, Mac Parhar, the guy from Delta who was on the news last month. He was checking if the hospitals were empty and all that stuff. He got his license revoked in the city of Delta, and he said he doesn't know if he'll be able to reopen there just because of, he pretty much kind of stood up to him. He talked shit about him on the news, and he does it in his YouTube videos. I don't care what you think about the guy, whatever. That's beyond the point. The guy should be able to support his fucking family.
Yesterday became known to us through social media that there was a yoga studio operator in North Delta that was continuing to stay open and really discrediting the direction from our provincial medical health officer, Dr. Henry, insofar as the validity of why they should close. We actually had our staff under my instructions to go visit that yoga studio in the morning. During that time, I had already applied the night before for a local state of emergency for Delta. We were still waiting for it. He actually dismissed our staff after they came back, and fortunately I received approval for the local state of emergency. We sent staff back, and they actually pulled the business license off the wall.
So what's any different in Canada than it is compared to communist countries when you have to worry about what you say and how you express yourself and what you feel and who you talk to? What's any different in this country compared to communist China? Russia used to be communist, East Germany, and so forth. Is there a difference? Not really. We think we're free because it's embedded into our brain, but are we really free? Not as much as you think. Not as much as you think. Let me tell you that. Because a lot of people would probably like to show up to the protest, but guess what? They can't. Why can't they? Well, they got government jobs. You think teachers are allowed to go there on camera talking like I do? They'd lose their job in a minute. Nurses, doctors, they can lose everything. That's why most people are quiet. That's why you don't see people talking about this stuff. That's the exact reason. A lot of people think everybody's on board with this stuff. Most people aren't on board, but a lot of people are scared. A lot of people just don't want to get involved. And that's very disheartening. It's sad. It's not just for me. Everybody lives in this community. If this restaurant, the Water Street Cafe, doesn't reopen, there's another piece of Vancouver that goes down the tubes. This is an unprecedented time in our history, and it's not unprecedented because of their bullshit pandemic. It's unprecedented because of the government overreach that's being allowed to happen. That's what's unprecedented. It's unprecedented that people aren't speaking up. It's unprecedented that we're basically falling into almost a kind of tyranny where you can't say what you feel. We're going to be in for a big shock. This is just the beginning of all this crap. And a few people think, oh, they're reopening, everything's going to get back to normal. Yeah, for now. Guess what? Like I said before, they're going to have round 2, and then they're probably going to come up with another virus. Just think about all the stupid viruses we've had over the years. Zika virus, Ebola, H1N1, SARS, bird flu. There's going to be another one, and guess what? Now that they know how we react, the next time we have another virus, it doesn't have to be a COVID-19 or a coronavirus. It could be something else. The next time we have one, they are going to implement a lockdown much quicker because all the slaves and sheeple will know exactly how to respond. So it's going to be much quicker. So this almost is like a little small trial run of things to come down the road. So get ready for round 2, round 3. They're going to take this as far as you let them. And I think some people are starting to be like, holy shit, some of these conspiracy people, they sure sounded like nut jobs 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago. Maybe now not so much. Maybe now they're making a little bit of sense. Not complete sense, but some of the things they're saying make a little bit of sense. This whole thing's overblown, so if we just keep complying and complying, pretty soon, like they have around here, they want to check your temperature in the local Chinese supermarket, TNT. They want to check your temperature before you go into the store. And you have to wear a face mask. So when does it end? Eventually, there's going to have to be a line in the sand, obviously, like I said before. And yeah, you can stop going to Costco, and that's definitely something that everyone should be doing. Easier said than done, obviously, right? Of course it is. It's easier said than done. Like I said before, a lot of these different corporations are actually just as big a part of the problem as the media. If they actually spoke up and said, if it's not mandated by the government, why the fuck are you enforcing rules? They always take liberties away that way. They take them away, suggestions, and these corporations get involved. And pretty soon, a grocery conglomerate like Costco says something, and pretty soon it's the trickle effect, where it will go down into the smaller chains, right? And then pretty soon, everywhere you go, you're gonna have to wear a mask. Everywhere you go, maybe we're gonna have to get our temperature checked. Maybe pretty soon, eventually, everywhere we go, we're gonna have a vaccine passport like they've talked about before we can actually gain access to purchase food. Yeah, sure, it sounds crazy. I know, I'm a conspiracy theorist. You can just see some of these things coming. I'm not saying that's gonna happen for sure, but it definitely could happen. It's easy to see the steps they take. It's called a slow rollout, where little implementations come one step at a time. And pretty soon you're like, holy shit, how the hell did we end up here? Well, it was one step at a time, and now we're in a situation where we need to wear masks in our local stores. Pretty soon, like I said, temperature checks, maybe immunity cards, vaccination identification cards. So it starts somewhere, and then it ends up in a really big problem where we lose all of our freedom step by step, one little step at a time. That's all it takes. I'm gonna probably wrap it up. It's time to go home and try to focus and do some work. It's hard to focus during all this crap. Too much information, too many lies that I need to expose in these YouTube videos. Really, I should be getting paid for all this. I should almost set up a GoFundMe page because I deserve it. I'm the one out here putting my face in the public. I'm the one out here walking the streets. I'm the one editing all the videos. Who knows? Maybe it'll become a full-time job. Anything's possible, right? Anything's possible. I could easily do this as a full-time job. I think I know what I'm talking about for the most part. I think people like listening to what I have to say, and I think I have good points and I know how to express myself properly. So let's go take a look at this for a minute. This is a cool looking train. I like that. Let's go over here for a minute. I guess this guy passed away here. I did a memorial piece for him. Anyways, I'm gonna probably end it here. But guys, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and share this video all over social media. Like I said before, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for everything. Start looking at alternative sources. There's so much other information. You don't have to look at Alex Jones. Start YouTubing shit. And don't just think that just because it's on the internet that it's not true. That's simply not the case. It's simply not the case. Obviously, there's a lot of BS on here, but you think there's not a lot of BS in the regular news? There's tons of it. It's worse. Anyways, go with this. Or actually, go with your gut. Go with your gut, and you'll never be wrong. If something sounds kind of weird or fishy, maybe look into it a little bit more. If you care to. A lot of people don't give a shit. A lot of people like to pretend they're informed, but at the end of the day, they're not informed. They just want to look like they're informed when they're having a conversation. If I don't know what the fuck's going on, like with sports, I just don't say anything. Or I'll try to change the subject. I just don't want to talk. If I don't know what's going on, I'm not going to pretend that I'm a hockey fan or whatever. I just don't want to talk about it because I don't know anything about it. A lot of people want to pretend they know what's going on. They got their opinion, but it's just all BS. Anyways, enough rambling today. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.